Welcome to the first session of Madhouse, everyone.
Woo.
Yay!
Woo!
Isn't this technically session 0 though?
It is the first we are playing, though. So yes, this is
Fair
session
enough.
0. This is not the whole party. This is half the party.
Yes.
The other half is dead.
Other half is
No.
dead.
They're not dead yet.
No, yeah.
They're
Yeah,
both
no,
dead.
that's true.
Yeah.
They're not dead yet.
That's the ironic part of this, is that they're not dead yet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
One has D&D, the other's dead tired, and one of them's dying like the haunted house thing.
Yes.
Yeah. They're playing Phasmophobia in real life.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I want to play Phasmophobia.
We knew, Corin.
You do? Wait, you do? Wow. I had no idea.
Yeah, I know. I haven't been saying that for the past 30 minutes.
No, you haven't.
Also, Phasmophobia is not updating for some reason. That's fun.
So, what, sorry. What say you all? We just go ahead and jump right in.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Cost-
yeah. Actually, I think we should do one thing real quick, since you know how we're both playing homebrew. We should at least credit the homebrew.
That's
real
very
quick
true.
at the-
Yes,
So-
please.
Yeah. So for me, I will be playing a Tzimisce homebrew written by Delacroix, Examiddle, and Sheree Wolf, along with others who gave advice or critique along the way. Sorry, I had to.
And I will be playing a Ravnos by Elmer G on the homebrew site, I guess. And they have used other pieces in the homebrew book. However, I will not be going with all of the lore in the book, mostly because my character is not an Indian Ravnos. But all credits especially goes to the mechanical side.
And I'm a thin blood, which is in the book.
It's in the
book. And I'm not using anything other than those two. And of course, V5. This is Vampire the Masquerade, a madhouse. We use V5. I like it a lot. Thank you, White Wolf.
Also, Ram, I'm gonna go quickly cut you off there. It sounds like whenever you talk, there's some crackling noise in your.
No,
end.
that's for you, I think.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
you.
Alright, let me go plug my thing in and plug it back in. I'm gonna mute myself.
Cool.
It literally sounds like you have suction behind you.
Mm-hmm.
It's very strange.
That or... Oh. Did it work?
Alright. Yeah, it worked.
Well, you still sound like you have
Yeah.
crackles, but as long as we don't sound like that to you, I'm not going to worry about that too much.
Ah, fuck.
I'm not going to worry about it too much.
Is this better?
Nope.
No.
Don't worry
I mean,
about it.
we can still
No, it's
hear
fine.
you fine.
I'm gonna go put myself to push to talk, so at the very least, you guys don't do it, because I don't normally use.
We can hear you just fine, though, so it's just like this weird background
want
noise.
It's just the quality.
Yeah, I want the quality to
Oh,
improve.
and now... and now it's gone. What did you do?
Oh, I took off my headphones.
And put push to talk.
Yeah,
Okay.
push to talk.
Cool. Alright, so... a few things to discuss, actually, before we just jump in. The book says this, but... this is Vampire, and while I don't consider myself as intense as other storytellers, this can still get intense. They play vampires. They are not good people. So, bad things will happen. If that disturbs you, that is fine. You could just pause the video. Or skip
fast
ahead.
forward.
Fast forward. Whatever you need to do, it's fine. That being said, this group of mine loves to get distracted, and while I will cut out any major distractions, there could be some silliness along the way as well. So, that's more of a warning to, diehards who say any nonsense should not be here. So, there's that.
Also, we have the accompaniment of Xander now.
Yes, we will be playing our Bruja.
Oh, is our
Hello.
Bruja here?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I'm slightly busy with new phones.
Not a problem. Not a problem. In that case, I have already said everything I need to say. Everyone has already said everything they want to say.
No, I have one thing I want to say.
What is that?
You're gay.
Thank you. Very good. Yes, very, very good. Thank you.
Much appreciated. Very vital information.
Exactly.
Indeed. Without any further ado, let us jump in. As we set our scene in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Specifically, a absolutely bustling party. It is the 31st of October of 2020. In this world, there is no pandemic keeping everyone in. And we find specifically 6 people we focus on at this party, each of them with someone different. 2 of them are not here to describe themselves. They will do so in session 1. However, 4 of them can. Who would like to describe their character first?
Would we like to go in alphabetical order? By perhaps character name?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right, then. That puts you first, then. Not you, Sabella, Julian.
All right. Well, hi there. I'm Julian, and I'm going to be playing a character named Damien. Damien is a very simplistic character in basically all senses. His hair is about medium length and just a normal dark brown. He has very light blue eyes, and his face is very, very kind. Um, he's just a run-of-the-mill college student on his second year, just trying to get through. And after all of his activities of just trying to survive college, he's decided, you know what, I just want to enjoy some time for me. So he's come with a girl named Sylvia, and they've decided to just hang out at this weird party. He's hoping to get a hookup.
Indeed, quite a strange party. Next, Corin, why don't you tell us about your character?
First, because my mom's playing really, really loud hold music on speaker for some reason.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's a Halloween party. I don't
Yeah.
know if you guys will get this reference, but you can just look it up. Damien is wearing the cloak from Fire Emblem Awakening. The cloak that Robin wears, male Robin. Well, like I said, the same cloak, actually. He's male Robin, is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I know what that looks like, but I don't get the reference to the Halloween part.
Oh,
Everything costume.
it's a Halloween party, so he's decided, since he
Oh,
makes his own.
I'm so stupid. I thought you were saying that, like, yeah, Robin's always in Halloween dress. Like, so? What? Oh.
No.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm stupid.
Damien is dressed as Robin, because, he makes his own stuff, so he can just do that. He can just sew something together, and he's got a cool little weapon sword.
And don't forget to put disclaimer, we don't own Fire Emblem.
Don't own Fire Emblem.
Don't sue us, Uncle Nendo. Alright, so Corin, you passed for the time being because hold music. That's great. Which next would put us to Salem.
All right. So the first thing you need to know about Salem is that he looks like he's a guy who is up to something. He looks a little bit like trouble, and he is. He is a pickpocket and, I guess, a self-proclaimed street rat. He has fluffy light brown hair and dark brown eyes, almost black, basically. He is also very short for, like, I guess, guy standards. He's only about, like, 5'6", 5'7". He is not wearing a costume, but he is with a woman who looks like she's tough, I suppose I could say. She definitely looks a little bit more serious and maybe is not in costume. Not sure.
Very nice. Third, Alex, would you like to regale us with your character?
Sure can. So I am Alex. I play Triad, and he is a bit of a tough-looking cookie. He's certainly not what you would expect to see at a party like this, but he seems to be enjoying himself. He is dressed up as Michael Jackson before his color change. And I don't know who he would be here with. I don't think we've discussed that.
He could just be here. He may not be here specifically with anyone.
Be here.
Yeah, it's a bumping party, you know. Maybe he saw and he was like, "Hell yeah, I'm going in on that."
Hell yeah, let's get up on in this.
Indeed, this
Probably
does
rocked
seem...
Thriller, so they didn't bat an eye.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of there.
Indeed, this does seem to be a surprisingly open party, and while, as it is an open house, there are parts that the guests have been requested that they stay out of unless they are with someone who actually was invited. Finally, Corin, are you able to tell us about your character now?
Yeah, hi, I'm Corin, and I'm going to be playing Minato. Minato's in reaching his middle ages, not quite there yet. He still has a bit of a youthful look to him, although there are several wrinkles upon his face. Aside from that, he's dressed quite nicely, not in a costume, has short black hair, dark brown eyes, and currently he isn't with anyone. However, he is currently on the phone talking to a friend who was supposed to come with him, although apparently he isn't able to currently.
Meanwhile, our other two who cannot introduce themselves, I actually don't know what either of them look like. I can imagine roughly Hiro looks to be at least somewhat like Minato, and Jonas probably just looks way too out of place. Dirty, grimy, just no idea. Either he's in a very good homeless person costume, or this is just a homeless man that's walked in and is hoping to get some food. And
Yeah, we love him though.
Yeah,
we do love him.
He radiates crackhead energy.
He is crackhead energy.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, it's heroin for him, but you know.
Yeah.
No, he's high on your mom.
I take back my statement.
But yes, you are all at this party, regardless of how fitting or out of place you all may be. It is quite the party at a very large, damn near mansion of a place. Rather far from Atlanta, well, not far from the city itself, but a bit more secluded away from Atlantic City, with the main parts of it. You have yet to actually meet your host. However, there are a few people that at least seem to be important. People that are being practically surrounded by the main crowd, so to speak. The people who are invited there, including some of the people that invited you. If, of course, you were invited. Mostly Salem, and in this case, just Damien. Sorry, I couldn't remember your name for a second. So for now, while the party is mounting up to a full swing, I open the floor to you four. What exactly are you all doing right now?
Salem Sorry. You make up.
Yeah, you go first. You go
Okay.
first.
Well, right now, Salem is just eyeing up all the people, seeing if any of them look like they might be able, be easy pickings for his pickpocketing.
All right.
But other than that, he might also be kind of looking to the food or glancing to the woman who brought him here.
Looking at the woman who brought you here, she doesn't, at least for the moment, pay you too much mind. Sort of lets you do your own thing, but if you ever try to wander away too far, you would notice that her gaze does shift over to you, just kind of keeping you within viewing distance.
Okay, cool. Well, if that's the case, then if there is anyone who looks to be easier pickings and suitable pickings for pickpocketing, then I will attempt to do so.
All right, starting our rolls early. I can roll with that. Ha 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 ha. If you would, then please give me a Dex plus larceny.
Okay. May I please add my specialty?
You may.
Okay. And do I negate anything of that because I'm still mortal?
I'm going to say no. You are. This isn't, I would say, something that would be affected heavily by you being mortal.
Okay, cool.
Not to mention, many of the guests you may be trying to pickpocket from that look like easy pickings would probably also be mortal. Not that you would know the difference.
Right. I put in the roll. It's not loading.
Don't you love when roll 20 takes like a million years?
Don't you love it when roll 20? Would it be thematically? Or you go first, Corin.
No, I was asking you, do you just say cooking mama roll 20? That's what I heard.
What?
God damn it. Like I said in my disclaimer, we also get a little silly sometimes.
That's literally what I heard.
I
Would be thematically fitting if she's rolling larceny. Should we roll awareness so that she can try and pickpocket from the least aware?
mean, I would be open to that if you all want to do that. I'm certainly not going to stop you. So, Salem, you might have to redo the roll. Nothing is happening.
Yeah, I will do that.
So, for those of you who believe that they would have at least a chance of being pickpocketed, you may
It's
roll
having
a
issues.
wits awareness. It is having issues.
I need to restart the roll 20. I think I'll do that.
I can say this one thing. I don't think Triad would be much of a good target for that.
Yo,
He
yeah,
seems
no.
to be taking
Yeah, even if you don't notice, the fact that this guy, if he does happen to notice, he can
he's a
take your.
big guy. Like he is. Aside from just being physically big, he's kind of got this intimidating. I don't know. I would say aura, but it's not exactly an aura. He looks like someone you don't want to fuck with, and he also looks like he is looking around, just kind of watching people. He's people watching for sure.
Yeah, I have
I
friends.
actually think it might be possible for you to try to pickpocket Minato right now, because he's still angrily just speaking into the phone.
That's fair. And he does look like a businessman, someone who might have something worthy of stealing.
I will say
Also-
he is currently standing outside of party. He still hasn't entered yet, though.
I see.
Would Salem even recognize Damien at this point?
I think we talked about this before, but Salem probably wouldn't know Damien all that well, just because Damien,
Yeah.
from what I understand, is a wallflower, kind of.
Yeah. Well, Damien was not exactly a popular kid, but he was known for his grades
Okay.
up until edge of high school or
Right.
beginning of high school, and then he became that kid that was just kind of out and about.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, Salem was more so known as the kid who periodically showed up to school and was also kind of the troublemaker.
Right. So we probably know each other's names, but never actually met. Because the whole fucking rumor spreading around school kind of shit.
Right.
I would, though, say that having Damien as a pickpocket target is not super likely.
Yeah, probably not.
So, Minato, please give me a wits awareness.
Will do.
Yeah, we're both surrounded by a lot of people right now.
I would definitely say the obvious businessman who just
Nice.
rolled no
Yeah.
successes.
Yeah,
Whoa.
he's so busy talking in his phone.
Oh, wait, we're still rolling hunger dice. We should turn those off.
I mean, I'm just not going to
Good
count
dice.
them right now, so.
Yeah.
But, point being, though, Minato, you are way too busy talking on your phone. Just feeling, from the sounds of what you said, being angrily on the phone, maybe feeling a little stood up. Feeling like you just dragged yourself to this party. And the friend you were going with isn't even there.
More specifically, the friend that he was going to come here with apparently has the stomach flu, which is why he hasn't come, even though he was the one that dragged him here in the first place.
So, with that being said, what's in your pockets?
Well, you see, he of course has his car keys to what brought him here. He also has his wallet. I would say he carries about maybe $100 in cash, not bills, probably 20s. Has his credit card, everything like that.
Cool. Yeah, Salem would, I guess, since that be your role, would just take the wallet, retrieve the cash, and just leave it on the floor. He doesn't care about anything else.
Nice. So, you have gained some money. Good for you.
Yes. How much money would that exactly be? Like, would it count as a resource, or
I would
Like
argue it's
$20? Not really.
it
Yeah.
was $100?
No,
right?
yeah, it was like 100, so
Still,
I
that's
still
not
wouldn't
exactly
call it
the
a
same.
full on I wouldn't call it a full on resource.
You got
That's
some
fair.
pocket change.
You
Oh,
got
it's definitely
you got
pocket
some
change.
spending money.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, what are you doing, Damien? We see what everyone else is doing. What is Damien doing right now? Damien?
Oh, sorry. I'm still not used to the new name. Honestly, at this point, I came here to hang out with this girl, and she is not with me. She's gone off and started doing party pleasing. So I'm just kind of awkwardly moving closer and closer to the wall, and trying to distance myself from the larger crowd because I feel awkward without someone I know.
Indeed, she excitedly told you that there was someone that she recognized, someone that she just had to go and see and say hi to. And while she did invite you to come along, she hasn't really been forceful enough to get you to actually socialize with her. Not to mention you have not known her that long, from the sounds of it.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Maybe if I'm trying to isolate myself, I can start myself out and keep it kind of slow paced. Meet like somebody that's also sitting out on the outer ring. Maybe grab a drink with them and see how they are.
It seems as though the atmosphere of the party is very just excitable. Nothing too out of control yet, but, talking with people, getting a drink, everyone just seems to just be there to have a good time and forget whatever problems life has brought them. Eventually, you and, sorry, my words are failing me. Damien, while you're talking to everyone, Sylvia, meanwhile, is looking for you, realizing that you have not followed her, and sees that you at first looked a little uncomfortable, and are at least trying to socialize. She will come back over to you once you're done talking to whoever it is you may be, and then just sort of tap you on the shoulder, ask in a sweet, bubbly voice, "Is everything all right?"
Oh, yeah, hey, yeah, I am. I'm doing better.
You just seem a little, out of sorts, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just trying to adjust. I didn't expect there to be so many people.
Oh, yes. Clairval hosts the best parties. Pretty much anyone from the city comes over.
That's a bit of an extravagant name. Am I okay to be here?
Oh, you're fine. He and I go back. Don't worry about it. Said I could bring anyone I wanted. You should definitely meet him at some point.
Uh, yeah, sure. Maybe I can give him a thanks in person.
She can see that you are definitely struggling a bit, your voice shaking slightly. She purses her lips and looks to you. Do you maybe want to go somewhere a little less loud? Less packed?
Yeah, I kind of need to get away from all the sound. That would be nice.
She smiles, gives a little giggle. Perfect. I know just the place. She will excitedly grab your hands and pull you along. Out through the main hall and into a side corridor. The two of you will be walking for a little bit. And of course she will ask, "So, I don't think you actually ever told me, what do you like to do for fun?"
Oh, well, this is gonna be really funny. Um, you see, oh no, poor Erie.
I know.
Sorry, I got distracted by the
No,
photos.
you're good.
But yeah, I typically do go to smaller parties, but in my downtime, I'm a bit of the nerd type. Can you believe it? It's kind of weird because not a lot of people would expect it from me, but yeah, I play a lot of. And he like side eyes for a moment because he doesn't want to look like a complete fucking nerd to this girl, and say D&D. I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, so you like role-playing?
He like holds up a finger when she says that, and he kind of like looks away, and his face is turning red, and he's like, "Yeah, I suppose you could say that."
Once you go down that rabbit hole, there's no going back, my friend.
You're screwed.
I do like a bit of play acting every now and then, I usually call it. There's actually... I think I know just where to take you. You will get a kick out of this. She'll lead you down the corridor some more. To describe Sylvia, her hair matches her name, just a platinum blonde. This relatively pretty girl. Not super stands out from her looks alone. Her clothes, however, definitely scream a bit more, what's the word, eccentric, I suppose, but sort of mismatched socks, just a patterned skirt. Definitely looks a little out there. And she leads you down the hall, eventually to a set of stairs. Pulls you, and as long as you still decide to follow along with her, you will descend down, and she'll pull you close and whisper, "I'm actually not sure if I should be bringing you this far, but we have well, it looks like a dungeon, so I call it the dungeon."
Whoa, that's kind of freaky.
Right? Yeah, it's definitely it's something. We've got oh man, we've got a sort of like a mini theater down there where we put on little plays. Oh, it's wonderful. And I think there is a room that you would enjoy.
Really? Like a props room or something?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, sure. That sounds actually really cool.
Yeah, we got stuff like swords and shields and all that kind of stuff.
Wow, okay. Yeah, if it's all right, I'd love to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you don't tell anyone I'm taking you down here.
Oh, don't worry, my lips are sealed.
She takes you down, and indeed, it does look straight out of one of your D&D sessions to be, at least at first, a stone dungeon. Walking through, though, it would eventually lead. There are electric torches, clearly fake. And walking through, you would eventually see this. It's not large, it's more like a black box theater, but very large for a black box. For those who don't know, a black box is usually just a large black box, pretty much, where you can put on more abstract works. She'll lead you in through there. The chairs and benches all look to be stacked on top of each other. It's clear that there is not meant to be any sort of performance going on here. And there's even a nice little keep out sign on the door that leads to the room where she's taking you. She jostles the doorknob a bit, likely fidgeting with the lock, until eventually it opens up, and you are greeted with all sorts of different props. Mannequins, fake ragdoll bodies, and indeed a few swords. Upon closer inspection, they look almost too real.
I'm gonna look for perhaps a short sword, because that, in my time of blacksmithing, those are the ones I feel most comfortable holding.
Looking around, it's pretty easy to find a nice, light, short sword. Again, just looking very real to the point of actual danger.
After I pick it up, I'm gonna hook up my 11 sword back into a strap that's on my side, and kind of give this one that I'm holding a twirl before looking back and say, "This is really cool."
I knew you'd love it. Oh, you look like you could be an actual knight.
That oh, I don't know about that. That's it's a bit too much.
Oh, she just sort of motions her hand in that normal pshaw manner. I think with the costume, it just nails it. In fact, would you maybe put on a scene for me if I were to direct you?
He's gonna give that some thought, and he's kind of enjoying the idea of being in the spotlight a little. Uh, Perhaps maybe putting on like a little show that he's done for one of his games, or maybe living out one of her fantasies. Who knows? So he gives a nod and he says, "Yeah, should I grab any more props or anything?"
No, I think the sword for now is enough.
All right. And then I'm gonna guide myself back into the black box because that's the better place to perform.
Indeed. We will get to the performance in a bit, but let us turn our attention to someone else. Triad. You are looking around, yes? Just sort of
Yes,
gauging the party that is
just kind
going
of like, oh, this is I mean, I've been around these areas before. This is, I guess, I would kind of say, kind of the turf I've been in for a while. But some of these people I've never seen before, and as any good, well, I guess worker. That's all I'm gonna say. If as any good worker would do, he's just kind of gauging to see if there's anyone here he might recognize that's just in costume, or if there's some new people on the block he needs to watch out for.
There is one person you recognize easily. You've been told about her. You've even seen her a couple times. But what appears to be a young teen, her hair very obviously dyed to be blonde with pink streaks going on the side, some orange and purple, just all kinds of absolute standout colors. Just a feisty looking girl who is very easily the loudest. You have been told before that she is kind of always making herself to be the center of attention for just because she can. And you were also... Now, did you mention a phone at all? I forget.
He hasn't mentioned it, but he does carry a phone.
Okay, good. Because it would be very hard for you to receive texts. Because you do indeed receive a text. I will be a little, what's the word? Vague for the sake of the entire group. But it is just a list of names, some you've seen before, along with a few pictures attached to most of them. Again, some of them you've seen before, one of them being the teen girl.
Mm-hmm.
The others being just people that are brought up with the title of new notable people. People to take note of.
Possible competition.
Indeed. Some of them you don't see in the actual party. Some of them you may have seen coming and going from the main room. Are you going to try and approach any of these people?
I think maybe is there anyone by the bar or something that I could look, just casually have a conversation with?
Oh yeah, there are plenty of people by the bar. A few people are actually seated and just sort of relaxing before the party really ramps up.
I get you. Is there anyone in the list that's by the bar?
I
don't want to draw in too much attention by talking to Miss Pigtail McGee over there, so...
Well, no, she doesn't have pigtails. She's just,
Okay, Miss Blondie McGee with the pink stripes. I don't want to talk to her right now.
There is indeed, and it is a sort of bulky individual. Where you are muscled, this man is just kind of built, bulky, broad shoulders, but just
kind of wide.
Exactly.
Stocky, maybe.
Exactly. And he is just sipping on his drink, nursing it. It looks to be just some fruity beverage. He is one of the people that was put on the list. Looks very similar to another one, but you don't see the other one, at least not without actually looking carefully.
I mean, I could look around carefully real quick to see.
I mean, if you would like, feel free to give me a wits awareness.
Let's do some of this. Yeah, okay. I don't think I have any. Yeah, I don't have anything that applies to this. So. Alright.
Okay.
I guess the hunger dice isn't counting right now, but it's just because it defaults to 1 hunger, so.
Looking around with 2 successes, this crowd is just a little too thick to pick out many people. You do pick out a few people that have left and, unlike some of the others, have not come back yet.
Interesting. I guess I didn't find this place very entertaining then.
Another
Or
one you
something.
see, the only other person you see isn't even on the list, but has been around someone with that list, tracing him back. Just this really shifty looking guy being watched by one of them.
Yeah. Interesting.
And of course, there
Um,
is the one who's just relaxing by the bar.
I think I'm gonna go to the one relaxing by the bar. Maybe just order them whatever they were having. Gonna sit by and say, um, so how's the party hanging for you?
Too relaxed, if I could be honest. I'm waiting for things to liven up a bit. As he talks, he has a bit of a Russian accent that I am not going to try and do.
Liven up a bit, yes.
I don't have faith in my
Sorry,
ability.
I just
No, you're good.
I get you. It does seem kind of tame in here. I wonder when things are gonna liven up. It's just too quiet.
I talked to one of our hosts, I think, and she said things should be getting a bit more interesting. Oh, give or take an hour or so.
Man, slow start to a party. I think the people here were old timers.
Yes, they just seem like they don't know how to have a good time sometimes, but the way I hear it, we're waiting for quite a few people.
I guess we did arrive kind of early. I mean, after all, early is on time, and on time is fashionably late when it comes to parties you want to be fashionable.
Indeed. I'm sorry, Dimitri.
Nice to meet you, Dimitri. I'm Triad.
Interesting name. Do I hear Fox in the background?
You might. She's kind of being harassed by the dogs, and they won't come over to me to leave her alone.
Nice. Dimitri, you said Triad, I'm sorry. That's an interesting name.
It's just a nickname.
Uh,
You can call me Jay if you want, though.
Yes, Triad with a J.
Yes, try it with a J. Don't worry about it. The J's silent.
He
Gives
laughs.
I give a little wink.
So, what brings you to this little, I can't exactly call it a party yet, gathering?
Well, I don't know. I heard that there was going to be a lot of people here, that it was going to be real lit, but apparently...
It ain't lit.
Exactly. Just hear from the background some random stranger walk by.
Yeah.
That's what I like to imagine. Someone just passes by. It ain't lit!
Exactly. Apparently I was misled, but if it's going to get better in an hour or so, maybe I'll hang around to see what happens.
Well, I've had the pleasure of meeting our host, and he is... Whew. He can throw some wild parties.
Is he the only host here? Is this run by multiple people then? Is that why it's so slow?
Yes. We're waiting for one of the others. There are, let's see, 1, 2, 4 people, I think?
Well, that would explain why things are a bit slow.
He actually will look over and say, well, it's more like 3.5, he says, pointing to the teenager who is still just trying to hype her corner of the party up.
I noticed. I don't know. I've seen her a few times around here. She can be quite a party animal, but I don't know how they even let her in here. Is she even old enough to drink?
He shrugs. I mean, who am I to judge?
Hey, as long as it doesn't affect us, as long as the police aren't called, I don't give a damn.
He laughs again. I like your style.
Yeah, you seem like somebody I can hang around.
Indeed. Do you decide to hang around with Dimitri for a while?
Yeah, I think I'll hang around with Dimitri for a while. He seems like the most tame person here. Maybe try to get a little more information passively about who the hosts are.
Would you like to play that out, or?
Yeah, I'll play that a little bit actually.
All right.
Who are the people running this anyway? Like, I mean, I saw it somewhere, but I can't remember who it was, and they sounded so familiar too. Like,
Well, we have her, sort of. I think she's probably just a young relative, actually.
maybe. I mean, they gotta be pretty rich to throw parties like this, and I guess when you're young and powerful with money, you can get away with anything.
And then, of course, we have the owner of the house, a woman by the name of Ayana.
Ayana. Huh. Does that sound familiar?
Oh, yeah, that one sounds familiar.
Huh. I didn't know she'd be running this one. I heard she runs parties from time to time, but didn't expect this one.
Oh, it takes a lot of convincing. And of course, there is the host. Now, if you're here, you've probably most certainly heard of him. A man by the name of Clairval.
Yeah, I know Claire. Not personally, of course.
I've actually had the pleasure of talking to him a few times, and he certainly is... He's got this mysterious charm to him.
Serious? In what way? Just like alluring, sexual attraction? I'm not here to judge.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of people at this party who would feel that way. Just wait until you see him. He is quite the host.
Oh, I'll look forward to meeting the man of the hour then.
You said you have heard of him before. I'm just a little curious. Where have you heard of him?
Well, I know a couple of people who frequent these parties from time to time, and they always talk about whatever hosted this, whatever hosted that, and I've always heard the best chats about Clairval, but I've never gotten to meet the man myself.
I see.
I mean, I figured if Clairval was throwing one of these parties again, I couldn't miss out again. I mean,
Well,
if
Halloween is a very big night for him.
big night, does he always throw these on Halloween or something?
Every year.
Is that like his big event of the year kind of thing?
You could say that.
Well, I mean, hey, can't believe I've been here all these years and have never been to one of these parties before.
Oh, I assure you, this party will be like none other.
Good to know. All right, glad I came here this time. I frequented too many parties that just bored me after 2 hours or so.
It's a shame sometimes, but I assure you, anything Clairval hosts is always the best. The man could make bingo night interesting.
Wow. Big words. I'm expecting big things then.
For now, though, we'll probably have to wait for the little girl over there to get things started. She'll
Let's
probably
just
want to
hope
do
she
some
can
sort
hurry
of...
it up.
The two
Tell
of
you
you
what.
go on talking like this. You find out that there is one more host, but he doesn't know the name of this particular host. All you know is Ayana, the girl, and Clairval. we are going to take this opportunity while the two of you are just shooting the breeze with each other to focus now on Salem. Actually,
Hey.
who wants to go first, Salem or Minato?
I don't care.
I don't feel like Minato has done enough this session, so I'll let Minato go.
Yeah, Minato, you finish up your phone call. Your friend just has apologized profusely, but he does tell you that, point out a few people that could help you just sort of mingle and just have a good time regardless.
He's just gonna let out a giant sigh and just reluctantly go in. He didn't come here all the way here for nothing and make an excuse not to stay to spend his Halloween without his family.
So you go in, and indeed you are greeted with the rising energy of the party. People going in and out of rooms, and you are told that there are rooms that you cannot go into without certain specific guests.
Yeah, he's fine with that, but considering he's just by himself, I feel like he's gonna really just be a bit more of a wallflower than anything. He's not typically a wallflower, but when he's more by himself, he just seems a bit more subdued. Especially since he's in the area where he doesn't know anyone.
I want to mess with your sheet real quick. I'm not actually messing with your sheet, I'm just switching pages.
Oh, okay.
So, as you are just sort of keeping to yourself, wallflowering, you see someone else who was trying to wallflower for a bit, eventually tries to socialize, but then is pulled away by a very excitable-looking young woman. And eventually, if you were to look around, you would see that there is a particular individual staring at you, just sort of taking you in, not being very subtle about it either, but sort of seems lost in thought looking at you.
If that's the case, he would probably be a bit unnerved by it and approach this individual. Maybe they want something from him.
As you get closer, this person sort of, they while still watching you, their eyes just sort of widen a little bit as they realize they were staring, and just kind of takes a little nervous look around, but easily composes themselves.
May I help you?
Yeah, sorry. I was, this is going to sound very strange. I was just looking for, well, not you to be honest, but someone like you.
Okay, for what?
Well, you see... dear, please don't think that I am strange for saying so, but I'm looking for someone to model for me.
Oh, you're an artist of some sorts?
Sculptor, to be exact.
Interesting. Well, you were looking at me quite hard there.
Yes, if I could be perfectly honest, I think you would make for an excellent muse to go off of.
Well, when would you want to do this? Since if it's quick, I got nothing other to do tonight, so.
Oh, are you able to do it tonight?
Yeah, all this festivity stuff isn't really for me. I'm bit too old for this.
I understand. Don't worry. Where I'm taking you is going to be much more subdued and not nearly as many screaming people. They say, just sort of side-eyeing a very loud young woman. Or young girl, even.
Yeah, makes me feel out of place being just someone like this here. For the young people, not me.
I would first, at least, if it's alright, like to wait just a little bit for our main host to get here.
Oh, no, it's fine. I'll just stand right here, I guess.
Mind if I stand with you?
Yeah, sure. At least it beats being alone.
And so the two of you are just sort of wallflowering together. Whether or not you two are just having just some small talk while you wait is up to you.
Well, probably he would at least just hold out a hand before saying, "Oh, almost forgot. I'm Minato. Nice to meet you."
They gladly shake it very fervorously. And just says, Sue.
Interesting name you got there.
And if you think it's interesting, you should hear how it's actually spelled. It's not like a Susan Sue.
How is it spelled?
Sioux.
Interesting. Well, English language is full of a bunch of interesting words.
They smile. Indeed. A few more minutes will pass, maybe half an hour. Salem, you continue your sneaking, and eventually everyone will slowly start to go silent. At one point, the only people really making any noise is the young girl, who is eventually shushed, as everyone's attention is brought to a slightly raised balcony, where just a gorgeous man stands, just sort of watching over the crowd at first, until everyone's eyes are on them. I say man, but it is hard. They look, while potentially male, it is hard to tell. It could be a man, woman. They are androgynous. They look over the crowd and then smile and then says, "My dear guests." Just those words alone are enough to draw what seems to be almost everyone in, including Salem and, well, pretty much all of the guests that have been spoken to, with the exception of the one that is currently not present. It is, as always, such a treat to have you here for our grand ball. And every year, I am always happy to see more faces. Tonight, we are here to forget all of our troubles, but remember what brings us here. To that, I say, we drink, dance, and just enjoy each other's company. Emma, darling, if you would please start the music. The young teen from before excitedly bounces over to another platform, talks to what appears to be just a very stereotypical DJ-looking fellow, whispers a bit, and eventually the music will start playing. Something very easy to dance to, a little catchy, but also just very fun. And as soon as the words "enjoy" escape this man's lips, everyone feels just compelled to comply and enjoy themselves. The party has started in earnest. People are dancing, cheering, just having a good time. Salem, though, you are tapped on the shoulder by the woman you came in with.
Huh?
I need you to come with me, if you don't mind.
Oh, I think I'm good.
Perhaps I wasn't clear. Come with me now. And as she says that, you feel almost a little dazed, but you definitely feel just the strongest urge to come with this woman.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Very good. You follow her out of the main room into some of the side halls. There is, unless you say anything, it is a quiet walk.
Yes. So, I'm real sorry I tried to steal from you earlier. Although maybe I'm not if you brought me to this sick-ass party, you know?
Yes, it is sick, isn't it? She lights up a cigarette and puts it in her. She puts a cigarette in her mouth and lights it up. Tell me again, boy. What were you hoping to gain when you came with me? Were you hoping to get some more targets?
I mean, honestly, you're just kind of interesting, but I did score something new from this party, so that was another bonus.
Yes, I did see you. You did well.
Thanks.
But there is an issue.
Hmm?
You don't seem to really choose your marks very carefully.
I mean, fair enough. Typically, you can just go to the pier and just, get any one of those tourists,
Quite. But I have a question for you. What would you do if you caught someone rummaging through your pockets?
Damn. I don't know. I'd probably just yell at them or whatever. I don't know. Depends on what exactly they took.
Well,
If they took
let's
something that I stole, then honestly, it's no big deal, But if it's like something I earned,
say it's something valuable that you owned.
I would probably smack them upside the head. Scream at them a little.
Interesting answer. Do you ever run around with anyone else, or is it just you?
Well, I do got a good friend of mine who occasionally helps me out, but for the most part, it's just me.
I see. As you're walking, her cigarette is already 3/4 done. She has just been inhaling this.
Never mind.
As you stammer for a minute, she'll just sort of side-eye you, and just this little glare. The truth is, and I'm going to go ahead and assume that you two have already been introduced since she did bring you here. The truth is, Salem, I'm being a little lenient. When I catch someone doing something they should not in my area, I punish them a bit more severely.
I see.
However, I did not, as you know, immediately catch you. It actually took me a moment, which is unusual for me.
Well, thank you, I guess.
I'm saying you have talent.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
That being said, there are rules to follow in life. As she says that, she'll open what seems to you just a random door. And as she opens it, there are a few other people, big, strong-looking, just blank-faced men just standing there.
Salem kind of just pauses at the door and his eyes go pretty wide.
You said that if you caught someone stealing from you, you would be upset. You would yell at them. Unless, of course, it was something you stole. So I have a question for you. Do you carry anything on you that you would hold dear?
Hold on, let me check his sheet. I mean,
$100.
right now I have 100. Yeah. I grabbed $100 from someone in the party, but nothing else.
I see. She looks over to one of the two men. Bring him in, please. One of them walks across the room into a separate door and pulls out someone. You've never met this person. This is just some stranger. And their face is covered in a burlap sack, and their hands are tied in front of them. And you just hear just muffled just groans and pleading. And she looks to you and says, "This man has just stolen, let's say, a ring given to you by your closest friend. Whatever this ring means doesn't matter. The point is that it's a precious item that they took from you."
Okay.
Remind me again, how would you react?
Well, if this man actually took something from me, then I would react the way I told you. I would scream at him, yell at him, maybe smack him upside the head.
Give him a good smack.
This man hasn't done anything to me, though.
He stole that ring. Hit him.
But he didn't actually steal anything. I don't have any ring. At least not on
She'll
me.
roll her eyes, walk over to him and say, "Really, now, Salem, it's quite easy. you take your hand, and she then just, in one swift motion, just smacks the palm of her hand in the back of his head. He lets out a surprisingly just loud, muffled grunt of pain. She'll then look at you. I want you to hit him.
Sure, I guess. And then Salem hesitantly goes to hit him, constantly glancing back to Ilana.
Ilana doesn't take her eyes off you. She is just watching the entire time. How hard do you hit this man?
Hard enough to move his head a little, I guess.
He lets out a much softer grunt. All that for a precious item of yours, and all he gets...
Like I said, this man hasn't actually took anything from me. I can't just summon up rage.
Perhaps not. So then, let me pose a different question for you. Do you see yourself still being a criminal for the rest of your life? Stealing from people?
It's a very interesting way to live. I wouldn't necessarily be mad if it happened.
What if, let's say, you became successful enough that you had a following? A gang, let's say. You stake out your own little turf in New Jersey somewhere. And then you find out that some young upstart is operating without your knowledge in your turf. What would you do?
Look, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were an actual person before we met.
Answer the question.
I guess I would be kind of pissed, but depends on the skill of the upstart. Maybe I could use them.
Yes, indeed. But first, wouldn't you want to break him in a little? Like any stallion, even the greatest must be broken in first.
I guess so. It makes sense.
Salem, there is a simple choice in front of you. You can either break someone in now, or be broken in yourself.
Okay, I'll do it.
She waves a hand over to the individual kneeling on the ground.
Okay.
Break him.
Salem will start to kick him in, I guess. I don't know, maybe jump on his back.
So you are going to town on this man.
Yeah.
All the while, there are just muffled screams. There's actually blood starting to spill from his clothes. Not a lot, but enough to show that either you have cut him or he was perhaps already cut underneath. And eventually, as this is going on, Ilana slowly makes her way over to you. And once there is a pause, she will grab your face by the jaw and say, "Do you see now the kind of situation you have put yourself in?"
I guess so.
I don't like when people operate in my turf without me knowing.
Look, I said I didn't know you. I
She
didn't.
grabs your face a little harder, squeezing around your chin. You can actually... It could be exaggeration, but you swear that there is enough pressure to actually bruise the bone of your jaw. If I could, I would break you in right now.
Can I, like, talk, or is she holding my jaw firm enough that I can't talk?
Tell you what. Why don't you give me a... Stamina plus composure. All right. 2. You are able to let out enough sound to make some smaller words, but larger words are much harder.
Okay.
Also, Alex, I saw your message. I don't know how to whisper in Roll20. I'm going to be completely honest.
/W space, then the name space, whatever you want to say.
Thank you. Cool. And yes, if you have to go to your D&D time, that is fine. Session 1 will cover everyone who is absent. Thank you, Julian. Thank you. But yes, Salem, you may speak small words.
Sorry.
If only that was enough. We will come back to this. For now, let us check back in on Damien, shall we? Damien, you have your sword. And you are on the stage. Sylvia is on her own for a bit, just in the back, scribbling down a few things with a pen and paper she found. And she says, "Why don't we start with something simple? I don't know, a few bandits." Julian, that's you!
I'm still muted. I was like, all right, yeah, all right. So he's gonna take his sword and he's gonna kind of give it a couple swings just to kind of get back into this handle of it, the swing of things. And just try and clarify it. So I'm being attacked by bandits.
Yes, let's start with... How about 2? She'll scurry back and wheel out 2 of the mannequins that were just sitting in the back.
All right. I'm gonna pretend to unsheath my sword since I don't actually have one. And say, "Oh, isn't this just golden? You chose the worst person to rob, you two." And then I'm going to make an attack onto one of the mannequins.
As you attack, obviously they can't fight back, they're just mannequins. And as you hit them even, stage blood pours out, some of it even splatters onto you, and you could tell it's stage blood by when it actually gets... Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely, yes. With your wonderful swing, you actually damn near cut one of them in half, and the blood does get quite on you. However, as it lands in your mouth, it has sort of a minty cinnamon taste to it. Which is how stage blood actually tastes, or at least the one I use.
Well, it's better than fucking corn syrup taste.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, the stage blood I use is really... It tastes almost too good.
The blood that I use tastes like iron. Oh, wait, that's no blood.
Ram, do you drink stage blood?
I'm not a stage vampire!
Only on the weekends.
Only on the weekends.
I mean, I am playing a killer.
You don't guzzle stage blood? You don't guzzle it?
No.
Nice.
I've only been in one play. No, actually, I've been in a technically I've been in two, and they've been for underage audiences, so they've never had stage blood or anything like that.
Also, Julian, hey, go look at Roll20. I sent you a wish list.
I would go read it, but it's my scene, and I can't read while role playing. I'll get to it soon, though.
As you are, yes, you cut into these bandits, and one of them even just gushes on you. Sylvia claps her hands and gives a giddy little cheer. Convincing, right?
Wow, I didn't expect them to kind of pop like that, but it did kind of feel nice. Typically when I never mind. Just what's up on your next scene?
Oh. How about a goblin? You want to kill a goblin? Who doesn't want to kill a goblin? She rushes back again and brings out... This one takes a little longer, but she looks a little downtrodden, and as she comes out, the mannequin looks incredibly human. Like, almost like pretty much like an exact human, but with green paint hastily slathered on him. Sorry, we don't actually have anything that looks like a goblin, but it's close enough, right?
I'm gonna poke it on the nose.
It doesn't react, it doesn't do anything, but it does feel rather fleshy with a hard interior.
Okay. Yeah, this... Where'd you get this? This is kind of incredible. Like, I've never seen a mannequin like this.
Oh, Clairval knows people who can get him pretty much anything.
All right.
Come on, give it a stab.
Yeah, right. And I'm gonna like wind myself back, give myself like an evil smirk, pretending to be a bad guy now, and say, "Disgusting creature, perish now!" And I'm gonna give it a clean cut through the stomach.
Again, the blood is red, and this time none of it actually gets in your mouth, so you're not going to taste any. But once again, there is just...
I rolled the exact same thing.
You rolled the... Hang on, did you get even the exact numbers? Let's see. No, but damn near, actually. That was almost the exact same roll, Jesus. That's hilarious.
I call Hacksaw.
He's cheating! Kick him out of the play! Those aren't real rolls!
Cheating to play.
But yes, again, you just stab right into this goblin, so to speak. And again, just this red liquid comes out. She gives another excited cheer. However, this time you swear for just a moment that you heard what sounded like an adult screaming. But it was just a split second, and then it was gone.
I'm gonna pull out my sword, and then I'm gonna look around confused.
She takes no notice. She's still bouncing on the balls of her feet. That was really good. All right, I have a new one for you.
Yeah, right. Just to make sure, we are alone, right?
Oh yeah, just the two of us.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just making sure.
This next one though. Wait here. I'm sure I could find it somewhere. She'll scurry back, and a few minutes later will come out with a fake beard, looking just like a dark black with a few gray streaks. Here, put it on.
I mean, sure. And I guess I'm gonna clean off the sword. By the way, I'm just gonna wipe it off on some napkin I can find in my pocket or something, and put the sword down as I put everything on.
So, you are now the same character, but a little older now. You know, not ready to retire yet. You still got some fight in you. But you are slowing down a bit, so she brings out this time a mix of just some of the mannequins from earlier and a few rag dolls. This time you get caught and surrounded by I don't know.
Vampires.
By evil hellspawn that don't suck blood. She doesn't say that.
Oh, right.
Again, they look
evil.
human, but painted with like reds and yellows and just generic, just demon colors.
Okay. So this character has a lot of experience, right? Would it be okay if I do some goofy moves and try and make it look cool?
Oh yes, please.
All right. Right. And I'm just gonna try and circle the dummies in quotations around me. I'm just gonna look at her one last time before I start. What is her expression?
She is excitedly nodding with an open-mouthed smile.
Okay. Doing it for the girl. Doing it for the girl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
Fool, you simp.
I know. And this time he's gonna like try and fully immerse himself. He's gonna give the blade in his hand a spin, which he's by this point he's absolutely used to with all the time that he's been LARPing. And he's gonna give himself a crouch and look around and say, "Oh, wow, okay, all right. You just couldn't kill me alone, huh? Not that confident? Too fucking scared? All right then. I'll show you exactly just why you're trapped in here with me." And then I'm gonna go for a clean cut on all the heads.
Yeah, go ahead and give me that melee roll if you would.
Ba. Oof. I want to be inspired, so can I willpower reroll that?
Sure. Up to 3.
Even if I flub this one up, I'll just try and roll it out to make it seem more
2
theatrical.
successes. 2 successes. You swing your sword and you manage to cut through a few of them, but not all of them. In fact, one of the more solid-looking mannequins, the blade actually gets stuck in there, in the neck. There was no noise before while you were cutting through the others besides any you were making, and her little soft little bounces. However, as the blade lodges itself in this mannequin's neck, once again, you just hear this screaming, this time sounding gurgled. As the blood spills, you could swear this time that this is not the same blood that was splattered on you before.
After hearing that second scream and seeing, how many heads did I cut off just now? 2?
2 or 3. You know what? Yeah, you know what? 2 successes, 2 heads.
I'm just gonna, let go of the sword and start backing up.
As soon as your hand leaves the sword, the screaming stops. The blood that splattered onto you once again seems to be the same stage blood.
Oh, I see.
I am gonna take a moment to collect myself and then just look back at her and say, sorry, I guess the nerves are getting to me.
Oh, well, I mean, that's okay. Just remember, she says, walking over to the demon with the sword in its neck. They're just dummies. You don't have to worry about hurting anyone.
Right. Yeah. Just dummies. I guess, I'm a little nervous. You said we weren't supposed to be back here earlier. I guess I'm still a little afraid somebody might come and see me breaking their stuff.
Oh, don't worry. I've broken their stuff plenty of times, and I never got in trouble.
Well, it's a little different. You know the owner, don't you?
Yeah, but
Of
you're
this place?
with me, silly.
I guess you're right.
Come on, let's do one more. One more.
Yeah. One more sounds great.
And this time, you get to rescue your loving wife from the evil bandits. Of course, you gotta be a little older, freshly retired. And your wife that you settled down with, and she says that she'll lean against you, laying her head on your shoulder, has been captured. And this bandit made the mistake of thinking that you're now just a frail old man. And while you're definitely old, you still have a few tricks up your sleeve. But no, not the sword. I don't think we should use the sword. Ooh, you'll be out in the field. Hang on. She wheels all the dummies back, comes back with a shovel. Here. And, runs back, grabs a fresh body, fresh mannequin, sets it up, and then goes, one more. She runs this time over in a different direction, over to the back, where you can see a control panel. She presses a few buttons, and a few different things happen. A few sets will start to drop back. None of them actually completed, but then they'll go back up. You could hear her just mumbling to herself, no, not that one, where is... the hole! She pushes the button, and a trapdoor a few feet away from you opens up, filled with what just looks to be like dirt.
Okay. I'm assuming I need to put the shovel there, so I'm gonna prop that sucker in there.
All right. Are you ready to save your love from the bandit?
I'll take a couple steps back, shake my hands, give my face a couple pats, and say, "Yeah, sure. I'll do my best."
Ooh, this is gonna be so
And
fun.
this is not his weapon of choice, so this roll actually might be a good bit worse than his last one, but he's still gonna give it his all.
She kneels down by the dummy and just gives this terrible cry. Oh, please, please help me.
Don't worry, my darling. This fool doesn't know who he's dealing with. And then I'll start running, go past the shovel, pick it up, and mid-run I'll give a spin and swing it as hard as I can into the dummy.
Where exactly?
I'll go for the neck.
Give me a strength brawl this time, please.
Strength brawl or strength
I'm
melee?
sorry, strength melee. I don't know why I said
Yeah.
brawl. Where did Corin go?
Her computer needs to restart.
Oh, okay.
2 successes. I'm going to do, once again, he's inspired, so I'll do a reroll for 3 successes.
3. You slam the shovel into the neck of this dummy. And as it connects, not only this time do you hear just a quick scream of terror, but also a loud groan of pain as laying before you, bloodied and just looking absolutely terrified, appears to be an actual person, dressed in this very obviously staged get-up, medieval get-up. But there is a very real person on the ground.
The second I see that, I'm going to just drop the shovel, jump back, and fall on my ass.
Sylvia will look up and go, "Why are you stopping? He's gonna get back up. He's gonna hurt me. Please help."
What the fuck?
Come on, it's just a
I'm-
dummy. Hit him.
No, Sylvie, I can't do this. That looks too real. That looks like a person. I can't do this.
She
Welcome back.
looks at you, her eyes looking sad, but it's just a dummy. Come on, you were having such fun.
I was. It's just that
It's a dummy, Damien. Come on. She'll stand up, walking over towards you. Don't you want to put on a good show?
I do, but this. Can we move to something less realistic?
I don't understand, Damien. It's just a dummy. I don't see what the problem is.
I'm gonna look at the dummy again.
Oh no, it is absolutely a person. Just sort of incoherently just mumbling and crying on the ground.
And I am fully convinced this is a person.
Oh yeah. Sylvia will pick up the shovel and hold it out for you. Come on. It's just a dummy.
Hey, you know what? I'm really sorry. I think we should head back to the party.
But no. No, we're having fun. You and me, we were having so much fun.
Yeah, we were, and it's about time. I think I heard the announcement go off earlier. I think somebody is starting like the main event. I think maybe we should head back. You know?
No, we can't stop now, Damien. It's a dummy. You know, you, you're being a dummy about this. You're being such a dummy.
Well, if I'm a dummy, well then maybe you should show me how it's done. Why don't we can change the scene a little bit? You're
Yeah,
the wife wants to be a hero and she does the job herself.
yeah, yeah. I'll do it. I'll beat up the dummy. I'll beat up the dummy.
With that, I immediately know how she's gonna rewire this, and I'm gonna start fucking moving backwards.
You are still on the ground. You have, as you said, you have fallen back, and that shovel is heading for your head.
I'm going to try and dodge, maybe with a roll.
Please give me a Dex Athletics.
Oh boy. The second she spoke, I was like, uh-oh.
You're being a dummy.
3 successes.
Three
And I'm
success.
not gonna re-roll that because I don't think I'm gonna succeed.
Let's see, and you are going up against.
Oh, actually, you know what? This may be. You know what? No, I should re-roll. I'm gonna be honest. This is a fight or flight sense. He would absolutely want to get out of there. So yes, I know I've wasted 3 willpower in a single scene, but fuck it. 6
Hot damn.
successes.
Same.
One of the last.
Damn,
Let's
you do
see
manage to. You barely managed to dodge. And despite the fact that you have averted a blow to your head, she still attacks with, dare I say, inhuman ferocity. And the shovel will get you in one of the legs instead.
Oh fuck! All right. I'm gonna shoot for the sword, which I left on the side of the stage.
She will just take a moment to just revel a bit. Just say, "Just a dummy, Damien. It's just a dummy."
Yo, this shit crazy.
Just a little.
Just a little.
So.
Just a Malkavian. Do I make it to the sword?
I'm gonna go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a. We're gonna do a 3 and out here, so give me another Dex Athletics.
Yes, sir. 2 successes.
Two successes from you.
You may not rest now. There are monsters nearby.
She will swing for your arm this time. And while you would be able to get to it, I'm going to go ahead and offer a dirty success. You will take another hit, but in exchange, you will get to your sword. So your choices are either dodge without a weapon or take a hit with a weapon.
Seeing as how I'd rather have a means to defend myself, I'd rather take the hit.
Okay. So now one of your arms is also just throbbing. Your leg is throbbing, but at least now you have this sword.
How much damage have I taken?
Oh boy. You are mortal, funnily enough.
Yeah, I don't take
so,
half damage.
You
It
don't
is-
take half, and also this is a
These are lethal weapons.
right. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that is, as a human, that is 1 aggravated and 2 superficial.
All right. So this fucking hurts.
Yeah, the leg is the
You
aggravated.
got a gash in your fucking leg.
Well, more like it's broken. Your leg's
Yeah.
broken.
She fucking slammed that shit.
Pull the secret Joestar technique.
Can't now.
Your leg's fucked up. Good luck.
Yeah, I could have dodged, but how far was I gonna get anyways?
Right, exactly.
I mean, it worked for me yesterday.
You're a vampire.
You're a vampire, bud.
Yeah, shut up. Kindred scum. No, I'm kidding.
But now having a sword and a means to defend myself, I am going to quite literally just meet her attack and make the sword stuck in the shovel so that she can't swing it anymore.
All right, and for the third and final roll, please give me a dex melee.
Five successes isn't bad.
Keeps
Yeah,
getting 5
this short
successes
sword-
on that.
The short sword is really in my favor.
Yeah, no, that short sword's working for you. It does indeed get stuck in the shovel. However, it is enough that it stops her from actually hitting you. She'll try and pull it away, but it is stuck in there. Are you keeping your grip on this sword?
For the life of me, even though holding the blade is probably going to lead to my hand getting cut, getting my hand cut is far less of a consequence than death.
Indeed.
So, yes.
As you hold on to it, she'll try and jerk it around, trying to hit you with it, still talking to herself, just a dummy, just a dummy. But she cannot hit you. However, she'll look over to the trapdoor that is opened, a smile slowly returning to her. Oh no. I didn't want to do this scene. You got too old to fight. And then... Oh no. Oh, and then you died peacefully. Oh. She will then pretty much just toss the shovel over towards the hole. More like just sort of do a barrel toss while still holding the shovel, rather. Causing you to, while still holding on for dear life, go over to the trapdoor filled with dirt. And she'll just say, no. My husband died. Oh. And eventually, the dirt will give way slightly as you just thud inside. She'll quickly grab another bag of stage dirt and pour it on you, crying this time. It was just a dummy. We will take this opportunity to focus on Minato. Minato, as the party has started, Sue just beckons for you to follow, saying, if you want to dip out now, now's a good time.
Yeah, that would be very appreciated. And I'll just go follow them.
They lead you out and up the stairs this time. It's a rather quick walk compared to the others. Not that you would know out of character, or in character, rather. They lead you up the stairs, and eventually into a small little art studio. Different things are hanging on the walls, paintings, pictures, and there are a few sculptures in the corner. Sue will point to one of them, saying, "That one? That was me."
You're pretty talented. He's just gonna look around and just enjoy a bit. He's not that big into art, but hey, might as well be nice.
Oh, thank you. I could be better, I think, but there's always one thing I get wrong. They walk over to one of the statues and points to a very just malformed hand. It looks, and it's clay, but like the pinky and ring fingers are too long. The thumb is barely there. The hand just looks like a kindergartner made it. Well, a talented kindergartner, but a kindergartner nonetheless. It's just, I can never get hands. And I'm hoping I could change that with yours.
Sure. Although I'm not sure exactly what you want me to do.
Well, why don't we start simple? They'll bring over a small table and chair. Have a seat here and hold your hands out, just so I can see your fingers.
He's a little bit weirded out, but hey, he did offer to do it, so he's just gonna comply.
He will take a moment, just sort of observe, not touching you at all, just but is getting a little close, looking at it, your hands from different angles. Yes, I think I can work with these. You have nice hands.
Oh, thank you.
Now, just hold still a moment.
Sure.
He'll run over to a small closet in the corner and pull out a clearly fake quill and ink fountain with a piece of parchment. Can you just look like you're about to write something?
Alright. And with that, he's just gonna go move his hand into position as if he was holding something.
Perfect. Wonderful. Now just stay like that.
Sure. What are you gonna do now?
Well, I'm going to start with clay, my favorite medium, and I'm going to just start with a smaller model of your hands writing.
Seems fair. Just let me know when you're done.
Of course. You are free to watch. He doesn't hide anything. He just does it right in front of you, occasionally looking up from his sculpting to change a few things. But eventually, he'll grow a little upset, being frustrated, moving fingers, and just seeming to get fed up. And eventually, he'll let out a breath. I'm sorry. Is it okay if I move your hand?
Sure, that's fine with me.
Perfect. He grabs the hand, touching the quill, and shifts it a bit, puts it in a different position. And once he affirms the look, he will run back over to his workstation and resume. More silence passes. They seem rather content. Until, again, they are frustrated. They go, no, it's not right. It's, keep getting the little fingers wrong.
Is there anything that I could do to help?
They'll look up. Actually, yes. Let me move your other hand.
Sure. If it helps with it, sure.
It was a little uncomfortable, a little forceful, but nothing too terrible. Your other hand is now tilted a little strangely, but it does definitely show off your pinky and ring fingers. There. That I can work with.
So just hold it like this. Oh, do you need me to take off anything? Because Minato is still wearing his wedding ring, by the way.
Let's try it with the ring on. And if it still doesn't work, we'll see where we go from there.
Sure, that's definitely fine with me.
They continue to sculpt once again in their zen, and eventually, not as frustrated as before, they'll just walk back over to you. I need to roll up your sleeves. Can I roll up your sleeves? I would let you do it, but I don't want your hands to move.
Yeah, sure. I probably should have done that earlier since, yeah, sorry.
They wave it off, not saying anything, but will roll your sleeves up. This time, not as forceful as they were earlier with your other hand, but definitely still at least excited. And as they continue their sculpting, it won't be long until they once again start growing frustrated. No, why? I'm sorry. The ring. Can you remove it?
Sure. I'll just put it over there. And with that, he's gonna go look hesitantly at them before saying, should I move from my position, or would you like to do that?
Oh, yes, let me do it. They
Oh,
will
okay.
just unceremoniously remove the ring and just sort of, like, plop it on the side. It's alright. Don't move. Stay perfectly still.
Of course.
They go back to their sculpting. This time, barely even a minute passes before they're frustrated again. It's still not right. No. Okay. It's alright. I'm a sculptor. I am a dignified sculptor. I need to move your hands again, though. They just will not work the way they are right now, and it is infuriating. Just don't move.
Okay.
They put their hands on top of yours, and this time you feel just what feels like literally 1,000 paper cuts at once, just radiating through your hands.
What? Ow.
They'll look at you, and again say, "Don't move."
What are you doing?
Don't move. I am going to make your hands perfect.
Was that... Can you just... You know what? I was willing to do it, but not for this.
If you try to get up, though, the words "don't move" are still echoing through your mind. That 1 second that he looked at you, or they looked at you, I'm sorry. They looked at you, and they demanded you to stay still. It radiates through your head, it echoes, and you cannot bring yourself to move. No, don't worry. This will be over really soon. They take your pinky and ring finger in your hand. I will make sure of it. A distinct cracking can be heard. You can't help but scream as you feel your bones just, without any other way to put it, just mold in their hands to match. Very slowly and painfully, you scream, but you can't move. The words "don't move" just continue to resonate. If you think you would have passed out by now, unfortunately, that pleasure never comes. You find yourself just entranced. You cannot look away. You can't move. And you can't even have just the release of being unconscious for this. Eventually, your fingers resemble that of the statue in the corner. Yes. Much better.
What did he do to my
I gotta get out of
head?
here.
Oh,
All right, before you go then, what do you quick thoughts, even though you didn't get to do much?
It was great. I look forward to session 1. Bye.
Sweet.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, he gone.
Yeah, nah, he has the D&D thing.
anyways, continuing on after that exclamation.
Yes. I am going to make your hands perfect.
Out of character, I actually wanted to say so badly, okay, Kira Yoshikage. The moment he said that, I could not stop thinking of him. I'm sorry. JoJo has ruined me.
Apparently, I wasn't even thinking that in Part 4, and while I'm not a huge JoJo fan, I think Part 4 was probably my favorite, so...
Oh, it's definitely the best, but yeah. Anyways, if he's just gonna look at the statue and then look at his hand just incredulously. What did he do?
I told you, I'm a sculptor, and I am going to make the perfect statue.
This is getting too much. You know what? I'm sorry. I know I said that I would be your motto, but I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm calling the cops.
No. No, sculptures aren't supposed to talk. Stay quiet. Again, those words are radiating through your mind. You are going to be perfect. With that, they will continue to mold your fingers, this time moving to your middle finger and pointer finger, pushing them in slightly. Again, your bones grinding against each other, bending in ways that would have certainly broken for the average person by now. And as you sit there, you can't make a noise, you can't make a move, but the pain is there. And after some molding, they will pick up the ring that they dropped and slide it on your now deformed ring finger. That is much better. Don't you agree? Again, you still can't talk. Why don't we go back down and show off your new appendage? It's a shame that Triad left, because I would have described how the party has turned. But since we are recording, by now the party atmosphere has changed. It went from excited, just massive energy, people jumping, dancing, screaming with joy, and suddenly, almost out of nowhere, it seems as though the crowds have thinned. And indeed, Minato, you're the first one of our three who comes back. And you see that the crowd has indeed thinned. People looking terrified, with others looking to be having the time of their lives. By now, a stocky individual has made his way over to you and Sue, and he says, "So, this one's yours?" They nod You're getting better. Well, young man, let me just say I do apologize for my friend here. They are very passionate about their work. But don't worry. By the end of tonight, it won't really matter. Just enjoy being unique while it lasts.
If I can find my way out of here, I'm going to call the cops on all of you freaks.
Sue will just laugh. Oh boy. You usually break down by now. I knew you were a good choice. You're fun.
Minato's not going to say anything anymore. He's just going to stay quiet and glare.
In that case, we will turn our attention to Salem. Salem, you have been subject to, put simply, a old-fashioned beatdown. Alana has no part in it physically, and she assures you that this is all for breaking in, and that it will make you better. That it will teach you to be the best thief. Until eventually, another woman comes in, tall, ashen skin. She just looks in and goes, "The feast's about to start. Clairval wants to make his announcement." Alana will just let out a sigh. She's gone through about three cigarettes by now.
Okay.
And they say, or she says, I'm getting confused with Sue now. Fuck. I couldn't call Sue a they, but now I can do Alana. Great. All wrong. Alana will say, that's enough. I think he's learned. Salem, I'm going to be honest with you. By no will of my own, you won't be leaving here tonight. If I had my way, this would be your welcome. But unfortunately, even I have a boss that I need to answer to. I'd hope you don't hold that much against me. But
Salem nods to the best he can.
But you're a strong young man. You got a good head on your shoulders. And you got some skilled fingers. Just, she reaches in her pocket and pulls out a $100 bill. And quickly tucks it into your hand. Be sure you keep a close watch in the next life. She will then lead you back to the main hall. The two men, if you're unable to walk, would prop you up. But if you were, they would at least be holding you. Not as in to stop you from running, as they are convinced you will
No,
not
I
try.
can't run.
But they will lead you back. And again, once more, the scene has changed to this sense of dread. The doors leading outside also have been closed. And now, Damien, after a while of being quote-unquote buried, you are pulled out. Is Damien even conscious right now?
I imagine with the broken bone and the slight blood loss, he's getting very weary, and it's very hard to stay awake, but he's still conscious, unfortunately.
You will find yourself plucked out of this false grave and be face to face with just a gorgeous individual. They are absolutely captivating, even in your state. And they say, Sylvia, You know as much as I love when people play with their food, you don't need to break the toy before you even get a chance to really enjoy it. Are you all right, sir?
I can't feel anything.
That's a shame. Hopefully you'll be able to feel what comes next. It's quite invigorating. It is definitely a feeling to die for. Sylvia will...
I feel like that's about to happen, huh?
Sylvia will walk over to you, seemingly back into her bubbly nature, and whisper, "That's Clairval! Aren't they great?"
I can't even fake a smile.
Yes, I'll be making my announcement soon. I just heard there was a commotion going on in one of the theaters. Can't say I'm surprised. Well, come on, you two. You wouldn't want to be late. Sylvia will just sort of hoist you on her back. Yep, let's go. You are brought to the same scene and very unceremoniously plopped onto a table. She tries to sort of fix you up into a chair. But I imagine you are pretty limp right now.
I have access... At this point, the only thing I probably have access to are my arms, and that's... What am I going to do with them? Fight back? I've lost.
By now, there is I will just say, a very ragged-looking Jonas, and no hero to be found, spelled Hirao. But also, there is no hero to be found. No knight in shining armor for our former knight player. And Clairval once again takes their place at the balcony, holds up a wine glass filled with a very dark red liquid. Friends, family, once a year we all get to revel in who we are. And while we are always proud, there are times, as we have learned, where we must silence ourselves. Tonight is not that night. Tonight, we revel, we feast, and we, in our own small portion of it, remind the world who we are. To the Sabbat. Many will cheer. The guests, the terrified guests that might scream in terror, not knowing what they're doing, try and escape. But any attempt is met with either similar to what you experienced, Minato, or similar to you, Salem, and Damien. Do any of the three of you try to do anything?
No.
The only thing I do is that when he says the Sabbat, I go the sabotage, and then that's it.
No, despite the pain he's in, he's probably just gonna continue speaking and just saying, "You won't get away with this. People will know I'm missing. They'll call the police. They know the last place I left is here."
You're not the only one saying similar threats. There are a few guests who have maintained their composure and they're threatening their hosts. But as you say this, just about everyone is laughing, Even Sue laughs. Oh, we've been getting away with this for far too long to care about your police. The teen girl is now standing just below Clerval, shouts up, "So, can we eat 'em or what?" Clerval smiles. "If it is that time already, then, my dear family, we will..." He squints his eyes. "No, something's wrong." Just as he says that, the doors to the back will fling open. A terrified-looking man runs in, and he says, "Clerval, there's hunters here. They've tracked us down. They're raiding the manor. We need to get out of here now. There's so many of them. We need to leave." The other hosts will murmur amongst each other, seeming to be a little fearful. Clerval will just look down, think momentarily. And eventually, though, a smile will light up his face. "Hunters, you say? And they're here to kill K-Knights, correct?" Yes, sir." "Well then, let's give them some K-Knights. If they want to kill us so badly, then let's give them someone to kill, whilst we make our escape. Hosts, friends, a new plan. We will not feast, but instead give these hunters someone to hunt." Salem, Ilana looks actually relieved, leans down to you and actually says in your ear, "Change of plans. You're actually getting lucky, kid."
Salem looks at her with fear in his eyes.
"Don't worry. If you make it out of this, then you have definitely proven yourself to me." Meanwhile, Minato, Sue looks absolutely horrified. They are visually panicking. Hear them, "No, no, no, no."
Seems like something's not going to schedule. Maybe you want to change your mind? Turning yourself in seems like a better alternative now.
No, no, no. You know, you were just supposed to be dead by now. I was just going to kill you and let you just be preserved as my idol. Oh. They look over to the bulky man that they were talking to before. He is glaring at them. They wince, just looking at them. "But I can't go against Clerval." They will take their hands and put them back on yours. In a very swift, just snap of pain, they reshape to how they were. All that hard work for nothing.
This is what you get when you're doing some stupid stuff like this.
Oh, stupid things, yes. I will at least be happy knowing that I will never have to see you again, my pride and failure, ever again. So enjoy this while it lasts.
Why don't we go answer to what's outside first?
Oh, we will. Sylvia, on the other hand, looks kind of unfazed. She just has her same bubbly attitude. She sort of pulls you in for a hug Damien. A very painful hug, since you are quite sore.
Ow, ow.
And
ow,
she goes,
listen.
You get to live. That's not what I expected, but... Well, I bet you're happy. You're happy, right? Tell me you're happy you get to live.
Yeah. Great day. Wonderful day for me.
Ooh, and I get to have the pleasure... I already hit you with the... That's why I had that premonition.
Lady, are you crazy or something?
Yeah, I think so. But, it's alright. You will get to join me. But, you might want to close your eyes. Makes it more intimate, doesn't it?
Fuck my life.
With
And
that...
then he's just gonna follow orders.
With that, your three hosts sink their fangs into your necks.
Are we able to say anything before they do?
I would say you could get a chance to say probably one small thing before that happens.
I feel like Minato for him, he's very afraid despite the fact he's not showing it. I feel like the thing he would try to say is just say his wife's name. I'm sorry.
Salem, do you have any quote-unquote last words?
No.
In that case?
Actually, yeah, he'll say, sorry, meow.
And Damien, I guess it's only fair that you, even though you were the last one to speak in the scene, or the last one to have your little scene, you may also say a last word, if any.
Guess I'll never get to prove myself.
Oh. With that, you are all brought... The feeling as their fangs puncture your skin is, without a doubt, just pure bliss. Even the pain you're in, Damien and Minato, subsides as this new sensation takes over and slowly fades away to just an empty coldness. And then a small trickle of warmth rushes down your throat. The three of you have been embraced.
Ew.
Hunger 5, I assume.
Oh, yeah. Actually, Salem, you are going to be at Hunger 4.
Oh, interesting.
As stated, Alana did want this. So, while still very dangerous, she is giving you a chance to potentially keep your head.
Cool.
With that, technically, I would be not only satisfied, but would feel bad for going too much further without everyone else.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So that is
Cool.
session 0
Cool.
of a madhouse.
That was fun.
That was pretty fun, yeah.
That was really good. I feel happy with myself. I think I did a great job.
No. Sylvia with Damien, the entire interaction between
Oh,
Sylvia
yeah.
and Damien was just like amazing. I
great.
loved it so
I
much.
was legitimately terrified that you might kill me session 0.
Whoa, yeah.
0.
I mean,
We all got
technically,
session 0.
I
Yeah.
did kill you session 0.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. You are right.
All right, so We're probably gonna stick around for some after show talk
Cool.
and I do want to capture that for the recording. But for everyone else who's just here for the session, thank you so much for listening in. I hope you enjoyed. There will be, of course, more, and we will see 3 more, hopefully, next week. Thursday is when we run. That's probably not what I'm going to be uploading because I'm lazy. Yay!